So for this video, we're going to be looking at the summary of the PAL tasks themselves and the deadlines going forward for submission of those tasks. So the first thing we're going to look at is this PAL task sheet, which provides a summary of the various tasks. There's only 4 of them, and what I've done is add in blue just a simple notation to show you what they're trying to do. The goal of the tasks is to train you to the best possible degree in all the skill sets required for being a really excellent school leader as a principal. So the first one looks at the whole school, and it asks you to focus on the 2 pillars of highly effective schools: the instruction, which includes curriculum, instruction, and assessment, as well as the school culture. So they want you to go into the data of the school and develop a school vision and improvement plan for one school-based priority area. So it's just one. But it is going to involve selecting that priority area, collecting and analyzing quantitative and qualitative data on student performance, looking at student-teacher relationships and school culture, documenting existing programs, services, and practices, and then from those develop a set of goals and objectives and action strategies that you believe will impact the bottom line of the area that you're looking at. Task 2 is really about working with teacher groups. They want to see you demonstrate your capacity to foster a professional learning culture to improve student outcomes. And that's going to mean supporting teachers in improving on existing curriculum, getting better at instruction, thinking through assessment strategy and how to get better at that, and then documenting the process, the teachers' teamwork, and improved practices. The third task asks you to demonstrate how well you work with individual teachers. So they're going to look at what do you propose in observations, assessment, and supporting individual teacher effectiveness. And how do you provide feedback to them and support the growth of individual teachers? You're going to have to document your work with this one in the observation cycle and the sort of teacher feedback on the quality and use of the feedback that you provide. And then the last task, task 4, really is focused outward from the school to family and community. They want to see you develop a proposal and implement one component to improve family engagement and community involvement in the school's priority area. And this priority area obviously is related to student achievement. It can be related to student health, recreation, or social needs that impact their learning. So they want to see you engage in community family support, ultimately the goal that you chose in task 1 to be focusing on. So they want you to work collaboratively with a working group representing school leadership, staff, family, and community members and students to select a priority area based on evidence on student needs and to gather information related to family engagement and community involvement needs. And from there, develop a proposal and implement, as they stated before, one component with work group support. So that's the summary of the PAL tasks. They actually make a sense as far as developing leadership candidates. I'm going to switch now to the other thing I wanted to look at with you in this brief video, which is the deadlines. So you see here, these are the what we know of the existing deadlines for this program year, FY20. Many of these have already passed, but you can see what they've done is, I don't know actually why they've done this, but you'll see here, to receive your score report on this date, they want to make sure that you submit it on this date. And they're roughly 4 weeks apart in terms of when you submit and then when you hear your score. But the score receiving date is less important than the task submission date. So that's why I wanted to bring this to your attention. Let's see if we can, yeah, there we go. So this is the category, sorry. These dates here are the ones that I would want to pay attention to. Now we have one coming up for May 21st. That is 7 weeks away, almost about 7 weeks away, over 7 weeks away. So there's a fair amount of time to plan to hit that one. And then the next one is mid-July, also about 7 or 8 weeks. And these are feasible given how things have changed. That's a lot of time between now and when those are done. So I can certainly help you plan for and move forward towards hitting those deadlines if those are things you want to do. I would anticipate that for the next school year, you're going to see a similar spacing of deadlines. So I do think you could anticipate one that would be there in October, then January, then March, then May, then July. And typically, I think a planning period of 4 to 8 weeks, depending on the intensity of the task you're working on, is reasonable to forecast in terms of your own planning. And then it's all the other normal schoolwork you would have. I think 4 to 8 weeks is a reasonable period to work with. All right, that's what I've got for this video. We'll be moving on to other ones as time permits.